A clause in the ABC Charter states that one of the functions of the corporation is to encourage and promote the musical, dramatic and performing arts in Australia. Do members of the panel think that as a consequence of the 120 redundancies being made within the organisation, it remains possible that the ABC can achieve this goal?
Okay. That's a question about the ABC announcement this week, the restructure. It focuses on art, so I'll give you the first go on this, Ruben.
I think the arts is changing very quickly, and art is now being made in several different streams alongside the pre-existing streams of theatre, visual arts, TV. But slicing down the ABC, or perhaps we might even call it a reform, which is just another word for a cut, means that we're trying to cover an ever-expanding waterfront with much, much less resources. And the sad thing is Australia is one of the international leaders in the arts. It's our greatest form of overseas diplomacy, and we are the first people to try and cut the branch from beneath our feet while we're climbing the tree.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been on the wrong end of Andrew Probyn's excellent journalism in my political life, but to see the ABC, our public broadcaster, not have a political editor in Parliament press gallery, I find it's incredible. And there's another 119 people behind him who help the public broadcaster do what the public broadcaster should do, which is arts and culture, serving rural and regional Australia, because no one else makes some money out there with commercial TV. And having the investment to take the time to do the investigative journalism, right, that other commercial entities can't. And so I find it incredible that the government has given more money to the ABC, and yet the ABC is cutting the very core of what makes it a public broadcaster over social media. Like, to think they're cutting that and we're going to get more TikTok and Instagram and what have you. The ABC, and I'm certainly no spokesperson for the ABC, but the statement and the announcement, Bill Shorten, is incredible, about a digital transformation, saying it's about meeting audiences where they are. That's the logic behind it.
Well, I appreciate the question. The Minister for Communications is Michelle Rowland. She's a very smart lady, and she's asked the ABC's announced it's got a 5-year plan, and this is part of their 5-year plan. We respect the operational independence of the ABC. So if this was a decision which perhaps this audience didn't like about something, they don't want the government interfering with the day-to-day running of the ABC. But you're saying, but this seems at odds with its values. What Minister Rowland has asked for the ABC is to explain to her how they intend to roll out their 5-year plans and what's the logic behind it. And perhaps in that process there'll be some broader debate within the ABC about what they might have thought seemed to be the right initial move, and hopefully maybe some people will reconsider and say, well, maybe we could do where we get where we want to get to, but without necessarily this particular path. And I am vaguely concerned with the news editor in Canberra, Mr Probyn, that this came out of the blue to him, and I do think this is a lesson for all organisations, but don't drop change on top of the heads of your employees, because they don't deserve that, and nor do the people they deal with.
Do you think it was the beer fridge?
No.
Monique?
I don't know.
It's our ABC, and we love it. We love the book show, gone. Poetry show, gone. You know, we pay taxes for things like the ABC, and as I agree with you, Alison, I think we'll have difficulty with the ABC meeting its charter with that appropriate funding, and this needs to be reviewed as a matter of urgency.
How about Bill Shorten's view that the ABC should operate independently? It obviously does and should. Politicians can have a view, of course, but where is that line?
Well, you know, the funding from the ABC has been cut for over a period of time, and the increased funding that was put into the last budget only just got us back to sort of where it was 4 or 5 years ago. I suspect that just isn't enough funding there, and I think
more money, Bill.
Yeah.
More money, Bill.
Well, I like your newfound socialism. Anyway, there we go.